What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Rapl. His opponent today in the red color playing as Isis. His name is Swissboy, and his hunt being found in the top of the map. Rapl does manage to find that one with the goats. So lucky for him, the map is Savannah, and this is game number 4 of this best of 5 for the Vubli Champions League promotions / relegations / whatever you want to call it. It's exciting. It's been some really entertaining games so far. And Swissboy taking his 4th different god here. He played Zeus, he played Thor, now he's playing Isis. Wait, Zeus, Thor, Uranus, and then Isis here for game number 4 on Savannah. An interesting decision for Swissboy, and unfortunately for him, not finding his zebra, which are up here, and he will spot those with this goat potentially. Oh, he just misses them. No, he does spot them there. Sees those. An interesting decision for Swissboy to switch into Isis. Isis is one of those gods which was known as one of the strongest gods being played for so long on Age Mythology. However, I'm not sure if it's just due to the patch changes or due to people figuring out how to deal with Isis a little bit better, defending better. Every player is so much better at defending now than they used to be. But Isis seems to have fallen off her throne and not really able to deal with other gods so much. But I do feel that this Odin-Isis matchup is one of those matchups that plays out very similarly to what it did pre-patch, in that Odin wants to get Heroic Age, get Huskarl out to defend against any sort of thing, wants to go for like a semi-fast Heroic with raiding cavalry raids, forcing Isis into her base, and then get a Heroic Age. And Isis wants to go one town center, fast Heroic, timing push with Scorpion Men, Chariot Archers, Siege Towers to beat the Odin. Lots of different options for Isis as well now, though. As Anubis was buffed, you can go for Anubites here. You need really good control, and it's really hard for Odin to deal with the Anubite spam and potentially even like a classical fight from the Egyptian player with those Anubites can work very nicely. We've seen Joe do it quite a bit, and we'll see if he can do it. If Swissboy wants to do that one there, we do see a fairly early monument. It's about standard though, so still not sure if this is what's going to happen for him. He hasn't found too much shockingly good hunt. There is forward. I tell you why, he's found elephant here and he's found forward giraffe, so it's actually quite good. So this is a map that is telling me that a classical fight would be good because it would be able to secure this hunt with spearmen, so those raiders don't do anything, and then go for Anubites as well. So it could be an option for him. We'll see if Swissboy wants to do that. Alternatively, he's got a lot of goat here. Maybe he doesn't have the food to hit the next age, so he can't go for a one town center fast heroic unless he finds some hunt down here, which, well, there's hunt here, and the priest, he's on the wrong side of the map, but he may be able to spot it. The zebra do finish here. This is super unfortunate for Swissboy because the villagers go this way. They may spot the giraffe. He misses him. It's so sad, but he's going for the elephant. The elephant obviously very good in the middle of the map, but the giraffe, you don't have to spend so long to take them, to kill them. So we'll see what Swissboy is going to do. He's been very aggressive all series long, and Temple's going up here. And it's looking like potentially this could be a very short-lived experience on the elephant, because Rappl's going to make a couple of Hersa and then just attack this location immediately. And Swissboy's going to have to retreat away from it. And I don't think we're seeing him advance just yet. He's got 238 food in the bank. The temple's just about up. No second monument for him. And the Hersa sort of already know about this, it looks like. Yeah, he's seen the granary go up, and the Hersa will hit this as the classical age is just about to hit this one, and the villagers will have to kind of villager fight here. Nice micro from Rapl to pull back. He's going to be moving back and forth here. You got to sort of get a surround onto the Hersa if you want to do anything with them. Turning around and jabbing him doesn't do all too much. but slow you down on the food income, and then more units pump in here with the Valkyrie and everything else. We do see Anubis for Swissboy, but he's getting pushed off this location now. Going to have to move back into his base and eat these goat here. So just way too slow to the classical age for Swissboy, and we don't even see a second monument. So I'm not even sure that this Anubis was the right decision here. How much food in the bank? He's got enough food to even advance to the heroic age, so he could have gone for the one town center fast heroic here as well, but through Boston and Nephthys, but he's not going for it. The Valkyrie moving in, going to be hitting these units just a little bit. It does seem going after the fair. Gets Garrison going to be poking off as one of those goats as well, just to make sure he gets less food out of it. Do we see husbandry coming through for Swissboy? We do not. We see Flood of the Nile coming through, and Anubis just about to hit 527. Very, very late there. There's the Anubite popping out of the temple. Going to be looking for someone to hit. He can come over and hit this location here. That granary gets picked off, giving some favor over to Rapl and the armory coming up. So maybe this is sort of like a fake classical fight, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work out for him. Do we see? No, we don't see any like what do you call it? Necropolis here. It's a little bit on the expensive side, but can get a lot of extra favor from it. How much gold does he have? Not enough here. 210. Lots of villagers on the food, on the goats here. Needs a couple more on anything else. We do see the Anubites coming in. We see the villagers splitting there as the Anubite running in. The hearse are going to be chasing him around. And I think Swissboy or Rapl going to be sort of overreacting to this, putting walls everywhere. There's only one Anubite that's popped out here. He hasn't built a second one just yet. And this is just going to be a straight heroic age. Maybe he goes Hathor and tries to play a Ra style late game against, I don't know. It's going to be tough. He can prosperity and farm. How much food does he have in the bank? He's got enough. He's throwing down a barracks. Got enough to advance with that final goat, but not quite enough gold. Villagers moving forward here. Going to attempt to throw this granary back up and eat the rest of this elephant sneakily. Where's the Anubite? Chilling under here. The Raven's spotting him, just twiddling his thumbs. And there's a second Anubite coming out for Swissboy. Rapl moving forward with the Raiders. And the Raiders, there's this like valley point set to this location, and he's getting so lucky here. Rapl spotting this granary coming up. You can see he's spotted it going up. So that's very, very lucky. Now I've got the Spearman coming out for Swissboy, and Rapl can just go two town centers here, and he does it immediately upon seeing the double barracks there. The nice play from Rapl. The correct response to like a classical fight from an Egyptian player is second town center, and then just play very defensive against it because they can't push through your buildings. And the Ursa will get a couple of hits onto the Anubites. They don't have any upgrades just yet, so they're not that jumpy. I'm pretty sure Feet of the Jackal, what's it do? It gives an extra 6 jump range onto the Anubites, and they have what's the recharge time? 5 seconds. So they've got the old Bellerophon jump time there for the Anubites. So they're very, very jumpy boys. And now the raiding cavalry moving in, moving out, not ready to fight this. You do have a couple of axemen mixed in as well, as this army is relatively scary. Now Swissboy's got access to food over here. Going to be happy about that one. Gold mine here, doing its thing. Even eating giraffe over here. Kind of have to get out some slingers. I mean, probably not. Just the Anubites can deal with throwing axemen, I guess. And Swissboy's looking to be aggressive here, but he really doesn't have the population to do so. It's 72 to 81. He does have a Plague of Serpents, and he probably should put this Pharaoh into his army as well to help, because it does so much damage. And if you just go box formation, it can never get picked off by the Norse army. But nobody ever uses the formations, the army formations. So what can you do? Now Rapl trying to move in, still not ready to do so. Happily eating all of this hunt right now. We see a second town center coming up for Swissboy now. This is kind of exactly what Rapl will want, because he can just boom here to Ragnarok. And this is Savannah. We talk about open maps and Ragnarok being really strong on it. That's exactly what's going to happen on this map. Swissboy moving in. He's going to get surrounded a little bit, taking a bit of damage. He'll be totally fine, though. He's going to be retreating. Rapl Still not ready to fight. He should get some upgrades on these raiding cavalry right now. Same with Swissboy on the spearmen. It's looking like Swissboy going to be advancing fairly soon. Rapl not going to be able to do so. So we've already got that armory up. Do we see any upgrades? Nope. Nope. And nope. Everyone's just spamming units at this point. Town center just about up. Nephthys coming through for Swissboy. So we'll see if he can utilize the ancestors before Skadi comes in. And Rapl still looking like he wants to fight this. Monuments of the Soldier is going to be coming up in this location to defend against a Frost here. But the medium throwing axemen coming in, and this army is very, very strong. Plague of Serpents comes through. There's so many Hersir here, and this is just a distraction to retreat away from this location here. As the Plague of Serpents gets picked off nearly instantly. Monuments of the Soldier is very, very close to finishing, but it's not going to matter. Nephthys is only 55% complete. The Pharaoh gets sniped here by those raiding cavalry. The villagers here all going to be falling, and this is absolutely huge for Rapl, who hits this timing push immaculately right now. The Guardian Anabites finally decide to turn around and fight this one, but it's a little bit too late. He's lost a lot of villagers, if not all of those villagers, and he does retreat. The population here is now 66 for Swissboy to 116 for Rapl, as he's not able to do anything. He has hit Nephthys, but I'm sure Rapple's going to be able to get some sort of a gold staff here, though the Scorpion Man spam will be real. Did he get access? I'm not sure if he got Necropolis or not. Migdol Stronghold coming down. We see the Raiders hitting this giraffe situation over here, and all of these units going to be hitting this. There's going to be way too much. Maybe have to force out a defensive Ancestors here. As the Migdol Stronghold coming down, there's the Ancestor units for Rapl going to be retreating here. These Ancestors do very, very little indeed to these units. But Swissboy will get his Migdol Stronghold up, get his location up. It's back town centers, so in that regard it is defensive, but it's forward gold mines, so a really big Mythic Age power spike like Ragnarok may be too much, and Rapple's been on 2 town centers for quite some time now. The Ancestors moving in here, trying to find something that's going to try and take down the house. They will be able to kill it, but the Hersir are going to be able to deny that one probably. Try and get some chip damage done. And against Odin, not that much value out of that, because that one just gets healed back up by the Valkyrie and by Odin's special there. Now we got Chariot Archers coming out. Should be a Scorpion Man and Chariot Archers and Spearmen as the army composition for Swissboy. He should be sending this Scorpion Man out raiding. He does so much. And the Anubites looking for something. We'll actually be able to hit this gold mine. Looks like Rapl not paying attention to his map to see the red dots coming in. So we'll be able to hit this location. If you had the Scorpion Men there, you'll be able to pick off so many units. And now the units pick off that wall, making their way into this spot here. Have we seen Forest Fire? We still haven't seen a Forest Fire. Forest Fire on this spot here to open this map up could be a good idea, because now this is a really good location for Swissboy to defend against. But with the forest here, Forest Fire, when he's defending, open the location up, get some damage done. Could be an option for Rapl. And is he going Skadi yet? He is going through Skadi, so it's a big power spike for him. The Frost will be able to really help out to pick off this army, or even throwing up forward Migdol, forward hill forts or something. Second Scorpion Man coming in here as Swissboy is trying to mass those. He needs some siege workshops out, some siege towers, if he wants to get any sort of push happening here. But Skadi almost in, and that's kind of puts a big dampener on the Egyptian push here. And he is going after this house. We'll be able to pick it off. Got to get some sort of raids here. Picking off gold mines is key if you can. But raiding a Norse with Chariot Arch is really hard. But raiding with the Scorpion Man is a big difference, because no units of Norse can chase the Scorpion Man around. Apart from no units can really. That the Scorpion Man can't just turn around and kill. So if the raiders go in for it, then the Scorpion Man just target the raiders and get mad value out of that. But it's not happening. We see the Valkyrie moving forward here. We'll be losing that one for some reason. Rapl felt like sacrificing her to the gods. We see a third monument coming up. Mark coming up. Potentially a Thoth coming through for Swissboy as an option here. How many resources does he have? It's not quite enough to advance, but I was thinking maybe a straight to the straight to the Mythic Age for Phoenix spam as something completely wild that Swissboy could try here against Odin. Obviously, the Ragnarok is something he's got to be concerned about, but Medium Raiders coming in here. The Monument's going to be able to prevent any sort of Frost to come in. Nice defensive play here with that Monument to the Priests. And we see the Forest Fire coming in. Potentially a Frost could happen. We see the nice pick off of the Anubite. But Swissboy can just sit onto this tower for the time being. So hasn't grabbed his third town center. So it does make me feel like he wants to go to the next stage. Quarry and Winter Harvest coming through for Rapl. Winter Harvest being that upgrade which just gives you so much extra food from farming. He's got a lot of farms as well. Getting that third town center up to boot. Migdol's Hillfort very soon coming up. Guardian Nubite. Got to be careful with that one. Jumps straight into his demise there to that Frost Giant. Pharaoh sitting in a really nice position over here for some reason. Targeting down units which are not named Frost Giant. But what can you do? There we go. Back onto the Frost Giant. Going to be trying to take that one down. Scorpion Man retreating away from the Frost Giant as the Frost Giant getting surrounded there. Pharaoh doing peak damage onto it and almost able to take it down. That's huge. Preventing the Hillfort from going up. Nice play from Swissboy. But Plow and Quarry coming through for Swissboy, getting his third town center as Rapl gets his third, throwing up the market in the corner here. There's the Frost for Rapl. Going to get some damage done, get his army back. It's not the best because he doesn't have a full population army to attack this one. So sort of nice play there from Swissboy, leaving monument range while there's not that many units here. So he's not going to get as much damage done as you'd think. But such is life. And now, kind of Swissboy needs to get out Priest here to deal with the Frost Giant spam, get out Funeral Rites, really, really big, and start making Axemen. Because once these Huskarl come in, it's really tough to fight them against the Frost Giants and everything. The Huskarl would normally get countered by the Scorpion Man, but it's not quite enough. We do see him making a run for the gate there. And the Therm Frost Giants, Rhyme getting researched by Rapl, loves that technology, putting the Frost Giants up to nearly 800 HP. Absolute tanks of units there. And Swissboy trying to get some value here, does jab away at these units as best as he can. The Pharaoh in the back trying to deal damage, but like I said, one Pharaoh, no Funeral Rites. Big... very, very difficult to take these units down, but there's enough Chariot Archers to force Rapl back, and Rapl is kind of just trading units for population here and getting more and more villages, and you can see it's just about to click up, and he's probably going to go through Balder on this map. We see walls up everywhere. Migdol Stronghold up on this location. We see some throwing Axemen raids coming in and the Scorpion Men making their way in as well. Do we see that upgrade? No. Hands of the Pharaoh coming through. Rapl still not clicking up here. Frost Giants whacking away at the Scorpion Men. The Frost Giants win that trade so very, very hard there. However, Swissboy is opting to retreat at this point, and there's the Balder for Rapl. Exactly what he needs. Both markets are up. Both players opting for the Matrius market. I mean, it's just a little bit of room here, but this is like 5 to 6 gold a trip. And once you have 30 camel or 30 caravans out, that ends up turning into, you know, I don't know what the math is. 200 gold? Is that right? No, not even close. I'm not even gonna try. 150 gold. There we go. That's better. We did it. Coffee Ness coming in with the Frosties. Well done. All right. Swissboy still trying to defend here, but he does need to gear up for Axemen here. Only has 4 barracks, got no upgrades for Axemen. The Axemen are the only way you can deal with the Ragnarok. Needs some towers up as well. What's he doing? Is he going? He's getting Mason's fortified town centers here. Prosperity coming down to get a crazy surge of gold. Maybe in order to spam out those towers he needs. Villagers over here retreating away, trying to get a couple of villager pickoffs before the Ragnarok comes in. Rapl does hit. There's the Valda. Casts Ragnarok instantly. What are the upgrades looking like? Only copper shields for him. So very, very low upgrades. Getting copper mail now. Swissboy getting bronze mail. Retreating his myth units away, but getting a little bit too slow. Can turn around and fight these Ragnarok heroes behind the wall here. Get a couple of points of damage, a couple of pickoffs while the Rag heroes try and push in. They pick off the wall pretty fast, but he will be losing a couple of them regardless. A bunch of Rag heroes moving down to this location as well as the villagers sitting idle during prosperity. You hate to see it. Now the Chariot Archers retreating yet again. One Frost Giant does get picked off. The Pharaoh, the Priest and the Pharaoh don't have funeral rites yet, but it's enough to take down a couple of Frost Giants. Now the Rag heroes coming in, going to be hitting this location, trying to take this town center down. The watchtowers trying to pump out. He's going to have a lot of gold to play with. 1,500 gold to spam Mercenary here to defend this location. We see the Rag heroes taking this down. No Mercenary coming out of this just yet. The towers trying to get up, but this town center has Masons, has fortified town centers with no Architects. Mercenary getting spammed out. Villagers over here mining the gold here. And the Rag heroes coming in are able to get onto this location. There's no more heroes over here to deal with the Frost Giants, so they're going to help out immensely. But the double Migdol Stronghold going to be quite a lot of help. This little push here seems to have been thwarted for the time being as the tower is helping out quite a bit, but more units flooding in. The population for both players, 145 for Swissboy to 222 for Rapl as he is slowly bleeding units, but he's able to take this down. We do see the portable ram has come down. He's got 3 of them, so he's able to take down these Migdol Strongholds very, very nicely. Villagers trying to repair this location here. Well, the Fire Giant in the back does so much damage to the town centers. He is going to be dealing a little bit of extra damage onto those villagers as well with that special. The heroes do manage to force the villagers into the town center. Will be losing that one. Some more axemen coming out, but he needs priests to deal with the Fire Giant follow-up that's going to be coming. Even if he deals with all these units, still 172 population for Rapl. So Swissboy is defending quite nicely, but the trade route is so gigantic for Rapl already. Spamming out Fire Giants is going to be very, very easy for him, and then repopulating his economy going to be no problem at all. He's got all the farms already. He's already pumped out a couple of villages, and the recorded game ends because of something. We did it. Look, we got the final. We got the product. The end product. It's happening. As Swissboy is under attack, almost losing his town center, and the town center does fall here. So Rapl does end up killing that town center in the end of the day, and he can probably get that one up. And we'll see what happens. We see no trade here for Swissboy, and Swissboy trying to defend at the top of the map, doing quite a nice job, but for some reason Rapl not going for that 4th town center. Maybe he doesn't have the resources for it, though. With all that trade, he could probably buy his way to that town center. Instead, opting to take down houses here. Looks like the top Rag heroes have broken through as well, hitting those Chariot Archers that were up there, and the Fire Giant over here taking down the tower there and everything else. We do see that this push up the top has been defended. We do see a little bit low of the resources there for Rapl, so that's why he didn't get the town center, but he probably could have waited instead of doing something like that, instead of pushing in and killing up the house. It does look like he's retreating back to the town center, maybe thinking about getting it for himself there when he gets the resources. But now portable rams out for Rapl, and Swissboy looks like he's completely out of units, possibly losing all of those. No, he's still got the Chariot Archers, so he still has those units. The economy's starting to kick back into gear for Rapl right now, as he's got 4 or 5 villagers on each of those locations, and it only takes 2 to 3 minutes for your economy to be strong. If you're on 3 town centers and you have a trade route already established with the Ragnarok, because 3 town centers, that's 3 villages every 15 seconds. Every minute it's 9 villages or 12 villages, and then in 3 minutes you've got enough, because you've already got like 15 camel car or 15 ox carts, so you're in a really good position very, very fast. And we are seeing Rapl going for that corner there to pick off those markets. And I think Swissboy has got next to no resources in the bank. As Looks like Rapl has got a pretty commanding position here. Surprised to see him still not go for that town center. Would really be the nail in the coffin here. And see what happens. Has got some ballast now coming out. Huskal coming into the army to clear out these units. And Swissboy getting a little bit antsy here. He's going to be greeted with those fire giant that deal a lot of splash damage, but the chariots do get out of there. And the chariot archers moving down, going to be hitting the units that are down there. But I'm still surprised. Swissboy could probably grab that town center back if he wants to now and start that trade route up a little bit closer to his base. Couldn't be a bad idea, but not happening just yet. He has some axemen out. We do see some chariot archer raids, but Rapl's already got the wall set up. He's quite defensive here, and I don't think those chariot archers are going to find anything. He needs to hit the trade route, if anything. We'll see if he can do so. And not only that, I don't think I talked about it, but there is 3 town centers producing villages. You can also produce ox caravans during that if you've got the resources, which maybe Rapl didn't, but you can have like 5 civilian production facilities going. Anyways, see, oh, Jesus, those fire giants just completely melt those medium axemen there. As he's moving in, he's happy to take this fight, picking off nearly all of these units. Look at those chariot archers, so low HP, and those portable rams just coming in. I wonder if they got, if Rapl got Dwarven Augur, is that what it's called? The Balder upgrade for them. They do so much more damage with that. They become very, very tough cookies indeed. He's taken out houses and everything else, looking for everything here. Villagers do pop out of the town center up the top to prevent the portable rams from doing anything as Swissboy retreats back to his town center with his units here. And Rapl is able to continue pushing in onto Swissboy's base. And Swissboy just no gold income for the past 5 minutes or so in this game. The Scorpion Men trying to go after the Fire Giants, but the Fire Giants just do so much damage to them as they both fall, doing only about half damage to that Fire Giant there. The Chariot Archers will eventually take him down, and it looks like all those portable rams were picked off by the villagers, but a lot of those villagers were picked off as well, and now Rapl looks like he's probably got more civilian units than Swissboy does. 90 population for Swissboy, to Rapl's probably 160 of 160, and then Swissboy loses his second town center, now down to 1 town centers. What a insane situation for Rapl to be in, and Swissboy is just struggling, still hasn't produced any trade just yet. Idle villagers everywhere trying to micro to the best of his ability, but we've got these iron shield infantry units for Rapl, so these chariot archers just do next to nothing. Some priests getting built here, but without funeral rites, which I still don't think they've got, these fire giants just beat them, and in that moment Swissboy taps out. GG, well played by Rapl there, able to win that one with the Ragnarok. Swissboy, it just came down to the early game. Swissboy needed to go for a 4-minute 30 advance time, and he would have been able to defend with his priest and pharaoh in the middle of the map against the early Herser, and then that would have been a much better position to go for those spearmen. Would have been better on the economy, better with that timing push with the ancestors, done more damage with it, and he would have been in a really good spot, but he just was late, a whole minute late, and that was the game. Well played by Rapl though. Thank you so much to Blackadders as well for catching this one live and allowing me to finish off the recorded game through your stream. If you haven't heard of Blackadders Plays, do go over to check out his YouTube channel, check out his Twitch channel, give him a follow, give him some love. He's a real asset to the content creation of the Age of Empires franchise. So thank you to him, and I'll see you guys in the next game.